Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alayna Verduyn. Thank you so very much for joining us. It is Friday. It is 2:30, and it is February 27th, and we want to get a look at what is going on around our area. So first, to start us off, we're going to pull up the TDOT SmartWay map, and we'll just take a look at how things are shaping up around the area. Honestly, roads looking a little bit busier than they typically might during this time of day. It is a Friday, though. A lot of people are heading out. This alert is for congestion right near Pellissippi Parkway. We are looking in West Knoxville. We'll pull up this camera for you. This is 40 right at Parkside Road. It looks like westbound traffic crawling along a little bit right now for anybody trying to head out of Knox County. So you're going to want to be ready for that in that area. Let's zoom in a little bit closer to the downtown area now. It looks like we've got some congestion here as well, and it seems to be exclusive to the westbound lanes. Here's 40 right at Alcoa Highway. You can see things are moving along. They are moving along, but traffic is a little bit heavy and just a little bit slower than it would be than, say, these friends here heading eastbound. So you'll want to be ready for that. Okay, let's take you up to 640 here, right where before that interchange with 275. Things are looking fine making your way through 640. But we know this entrance ramp into the interchange can get a little bit backed up. It looks like there are a decent amount of cars who are heading that way right now, but really nothing too major for you at this time. All right, let's zoom back out, see how we're looking across the area. I actually want to take you to this 40-75 split right now. That was not what I wanted to do. It looks like we have just a little bit of slow traffic for you heading east into Knox County on 40 for our friends maybe coming from the Nashville area. Here's a look at that. Actually, it looks like we have a police officer off to the side here, maybe assisting someone. But again, these are off to the shoulder. Both lanes appear to be open, maybe just some heavy traffic for folks heading into Knox County at this time. If we head a little bit further west, right near Kingston, we don't have any cameras for you in this spot, but it does look like 40, again, heading east just west of the Kingston area is a little bit slow right now. But in general, some slowdowns across the area are not the worst thing to happen to us on a Friday. We're going to get into a lot of these road construction projects, things that are happening around the area, but that's a look at how traffic is shaping up right now. So let's bring us right into something that if you have been tuned in to WATE 6 on your side, you have heard us talking about this rolling roadblocks plan for I-75 South in Knoxville. These have been postponed a couple times because of weather. We've had to keep you up to date on when these might be happening, but we've known these operations would likely be happening throughout the day. So let's just read what we've got here. Construction activities are expected to impact traffic along I-75 South. This is today, Friday, February 27th. Those rolling roadblocks have been happening south, and they started at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, so just about an hour and a half ago. And again, this is right at the Raccoon Valley Road exit. That's exit 117 on 75 North. And then, or on 75 North, those are starting at Merchants Drive. So a couple spots for you there, whether it be northbound or southbound, that would experience these closures. If you do run into any of these rolling roadblocks, they're only expected to last about 15 to 20 minutes at a time. We'll take a look at these on the map coming up a little bit later in this update for you. But again, those rolling roadblocks are happening so the crews can safely perform any of those blasting activities that they need to do. In addition here, Emory Road will be held westbound near Starbucks. Eastbound traffic will be stopped at Blueberry Road, so good to be aware. You can kind of see a few of these points here. If you want to read more about these rolling roadblocks, by the way, if this is a usual spot that you find yourself in your commute, we have all sorts of articles like this one posted over at WATE.com. As we mentioned, this work was initially planned for last Friday, February 20th, but because of some weather, we had a lot of rain. Things got very cold earlier on in this week. They had to postpone it. And yeah, TDOT was saying right here, the schedule is contingent on favorable weather conditions. And if you've stepped outside today, it is very favorable out there. I can't think of any better word to describe today's weather. But actually, I want to show you some video of this. Take a look. We are looking on X.com here. This is Mark Nagy with TDOT. He posted some video of that blasting that happened today at 75, right at the Emory Road Interchange Project. And Nagy here reports that these rolling roadblocks for this one lasted only about 10 minutes. And he says traffic was halted on Emory Road eastbound and westbound for under 5. So hopefully they are able to keep these things moving here. Let's see if we can bring this full screen and give you a look at these blasting operations. I meant to pull that up full. Here we go. Take a look. Let's watch that one more time. I appreciate seeing these videos. Good stuff. But yeah, it seems to be pretty constrained. Hopefully, not too many impacts to the roadways there that we are aware of at this time. But you can keep an eye out on X.com and other places like that for more of these updates. And we'll move on from there. We actually have an event to tell you about coming up this weekend. We have Mardi Gras. This is happening in Greenville, and this is happening for you tomorrow. It's going to be a great, awesome, fun event, but there is a road closure we want you to be aware of. It is what you are looking at right now on this map, and I'll just read to you what we know about this event. This downtown Greenville street closure for Mardi Gras tomorrow. Everything's going to kind of start at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so just under 24 hours from right now. West Depot Street from Irish to Main is going to be closed for setup, and all the cars will be removed if they are still in that area at 2 o'clock. So if you're in downtown Greenville, you're planning on being between West Depot Street from Irish to Main. Again, this will be closing for setup starting at about 1 o'clock. They will move you at 2 o'clock if you're not still there, but all the fun begins at 2:30 for Mardi Gras in Greenville. So from about 2:30 to 4 is when the height of that event and those activities will be happening. But you don't have to wait too long. 5 o'clock is when that street will reopen. So we just wanted you to be ready for that. But hey, go check out that website. We've got, or check out the event rather. We have information on this over on our website at wate.com. But again, rolling roadblocks are a big theme of the day. Coming up just a little bit later, we will talk you through a little bit more about where those are happening, how much longer these operations will be happening. But again, be ready for this closure in Greenville, and we will keep you updated on how those are shaping up. One more thing to let you know about this afternoon, TDOT is expanding its program to assist drivers to rural areas. So take a look. We'll read about this. TDOT is expanding what's called the HELP program, and this is to all help drivers in more rural areas. And this is possible after the General Assembly reallocated $80 million in what's called recurring revenue to the department. So they're able to keep this up. And this map does a good job here. So the Rural Service Program will be launching this spring, and it'll encompass Middle Tennessee to start, but by the summertime, TDOT is saying this will expand to all of these regions across the state, and it's actually going to cover more than 870 miles of that interstate. So in May this year, or May last year rather, the state budget is what made this possible. Take a look at these maps right here. If you see this green, you see a lot, and again, the more urban, the more rural areas, Memphis, Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville, the green areas are where these were already happening, but the red is where these were proposed, and you can really see how much these red routes connect a lot of these main districts throughout the state. So TDOT is saying this money is primarily used, though, for the maintenance and pavement of bridges, but $16 million of that $80 million will be used to fund this Rural Service Patrol project. Here's a quote here from TDOT Commissioner Will Reed saying, "In rural areas where crashes are often the most severe, drivers tend to speed. Traffic is confined to 2 lanes with limited detour routes, and hospitals are further away. The Rural Service Patrol fills a critical gap in emergency response coverage." And so the goal here is to improve safety, reduce incident clearance times, and just to make operations easier for them and to better connect folks who are not immediately in those main urban areas. When we come back, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to get into gas prices, see how things are looking here in Tennessee, how they're looking across the country, and we'll take a look at some of those closer spots to get you some cheap gas near where you live. Stay with us, though. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It is time to get into all things gas prices, how gas is looking around the nation here in Tennessee, and locally, we'll take a look at some spots where cheaper gas has been reported. Let's start you off with this gas price graphic. This is Tennessee gas prices. The state average right now is sitting at $2.56 per gallon. If we go down to Jackson, things are a little more expensive, $2.60. Knoxville sitting right at $2.58 per gallon. That is only 2 cents more than the state average. Nashville seeing similar prices to the Knoxville area, averaging right around $2.58. Morristown a little bit cheaper for us at this time. This is $2.51. So that's just a brief look at how things are looking here in Tennessee, in and around the area at this time. But to keep us going this afternoon, now we want to bring in our AAA map right now. This is a look at the nation. Again, this is, you can always look at this yourself as well. This is gasprices.aaa.com, and this gives us a look at the nationwide picture of how things are looking right now. So the national average right here, this is on the left side of your screen circled in blue, is $2.98. So again, that Tennessee average is right around $2.56. So we are about 4 cents cheaper than that national average right now. And that price is as of today. We'll take a look at trends and how things have continued over time. So again, here's the national average, $2.98 today, same as yesterday, just about 5 cents more than they were a week ago. We're looking at $2.93 a week ago. A month ago, things were at $2.88. So prices are slightly going up over the last month, nothing too major. But if we look at where things were at a year ago, we are significantly cheaper than we were a year ago. 1 year ago, things were at $3, right about 13 cents there for your national gas price. Again, this is just regular gas, though. If you want to get into details about mid-grade premium diesel, any of those other prices, this is all listed for you here as well. So again, Tennessee, $2.56 on average. If we take a look at our surrounding states now to see how our regional neighbors are looking, maybe you're taking a road trip this weekend. Things are going to be absolutely beautiful to get out and enjoy something. So maybe it's a good time to gas up. Up in Kentucky, that average is $2.64, almost $2.65, really. So slightly cheaper than Tennessee, or more expensive rather than Tennessee. So maybe a good idea to gas up before you head out if you're going to be heading north driving that way. Illinois, a little bit more expensive, looking right around $3.05 on average at this time. Missouri, $2.65. So really just a little bit more than Tennessee's average for us right now. Arkansas looking just under $2.60 per gallon, really close as well. A lot of our regional neighbors are sharing in these same areas. Mississippi sitting right at $2.53. Alabama sitting a little more expensive at $2.65 on average. Georgia, $2.78. And if you're maybe heading to the Carolinas, want to take a trip out to the coast, South Carolina's average is at $2.67. North Carolina at $2.76. Things like if you're driving all the way to Florida, maybe you're taking a Disney trip, going to Universal, early spring break, things are just under $3 a gallon there. So you're going to want to be ready for that. If you're wondering about these colors, what a lot of these colors might mean, there is this guide over here on the right side of this website. If it is that deep, very saturated red, those tend to be the most expensive. So let's see. Out of curiosity right now, just looking for the highest price. California's price is over $4.60 right now. On the less extreme side, though, so things go from that very saturated red to the slightly more faint red into white, light blue, and then that deep blue, which Tennessee is. Those are going to be your cheaper prices on average. So I'm just going to do a quick glance here. Okay, Oklahoma sitting at $2.40, almost 7 cents. That is slightly cheaper than Tennessee. Kansas sitting right at $2.54. North Dakota, $2.61, and Iowa right at $2.60. So really, we are one of the lowest price averages in the nation right now that we are seeing. But again, you're able to look into all of this, see if you're traveling, how things are looking there. But let's take a deeper dive here into Tennessee and where things are looking here. Same thing goes for the colors and what these all translate to. So red is going to be a little more expensive. Deep blue is going to be cheaper on average. So let's start you off. Knox County. Knox County is actually that lighter red, so not the most expensive in the state, but tipping up just a little bit. Average in Knox County is looking right around $2.59, which is just a couple of cents over the state average right now. Blount County is a little bit more expensive than that, sitting at an average of $2.65. Roane County looking at $2.55. Anderson County $2.53. Jefferson County $2.50, Sevierville $2.60. So everybody's really generally in the range of $2.50 to $2.60 on average for regular gas. If you wanted to go down to Hamilton County, looking near the Chattanooga area, looking right about $2.50. Davidson County near Nashville, $2.60 on average. And Shelby County near Memphis, we are looking at $2.56 on average. So let's take a look at the trends here in Tennessee. $2.56 on average today again, really just about a cent down from a week ago, a couple cents up from a month ago, but we are about 3 cents down on average for regular gas from what we were just about a year ago. There's a whole lot you can get into if you really want to read all about these gas prices, dig into the specifics here of how things are shaping up. There's a whole lot of data for you over on this AAA page. Let's see, I believe we can click into Knox County even further and see how things are reflecting here. We'll be able to just get a look here at how things are shaping up here in Knoxville. Again, so average here right now is just under $2.60. A week ago, though, things were sitting at $2.47. A month ago, $2.41. So it is a bit of a jump in Knoxville specifically, but cheaper again than we were a year ago. That year ago average for regular gas was $2.77 on average. So now we're going to take you over to WATE.com, and you can see we have this awesome tool. It is powered by Gas Buddy, I believe. And this is how you can find some cheap gas near you. So with this map, you're able to toggle through, take a look at some of those spots that might be near you, look for a price that looks appealing, but then there's also these listed prices where you can see a list of the top 10 cheapest gas stations. Again, this is powered by Gas Buddy, so these are all reported by people who have been in the area, and you're able to see, like, for example, here in Oak Ridge, this was reported yesterday, February 26th at 10 in the morning. There was a reported price there of $2.29. Pretty good deal there. BJ's in Knoxville and Magnolia, $2.31. That was reported yesterday afternoon. So you're able to click into this website and really see all of the latest if you want to try to find the cheapest gas. All right, we're going to take another quick break for you. When we come back, we're going to take a look at a few construction projects that are happening in and around the area that you might want to be aware of. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to get into some construction projects happening around the area now that we want you to be aware of. This all comes from TDOT. They send out a weekly construction report that will get you up to date, and you can look into any more specifics in your area. But we're going to go through a few, especially starting here in Blount County. So where you're looking right now, Blount County, we're talking State Route 33/East Broadway between East Street and Lincoln Road. They're asking drivers to be aware of some possible lane closures. They're saying these could be during daylight hours as crews are doing curb ramp repairs. So these aren't expected to be long closures, but it's definitely the type of situation where you're going to want to be on the lookout for anybody working in and around the roadway. TDOT does advise to expect potential delays and just be extra careful through that area if you are driving. It is right along this stretch here. We'll take you to another project here in Blount County. This is Washington Street, right between East Broadway Avenue and Ellis Avenue. This project is actually almost done, but it is still going through tomorrow. So Saturday, February 28th. You won't have to worry about this one too much longer, but they're asking drivers to be alert for any possible lane closures. These will be between 9 and 3, so these will be wrapping up for the day here soon. Crews are performing some drainage structure repairs, so working on some of those drainage systems. Kind of the same story. You're going to want to be on the lookout for any workers here. This is right between this stretch. We'll take you to one more spot in Blount County now, Pellissippi Parkway between Cusick Road and Old Knoxville Highway, State Route 33. This spot, it's going to be reduced to 2 lanes, or from 2 lanes to 1, rather, because this project, construction crews are doing some bridge work in the area. So there will be 1 lane closed. Things could get a little bit stuffed up if too many people are trying to get through all at once. So be ready for some brief rolling roadblocks here as well. And these are said to be between the hours of 9 and 3. This could continue into next week as well. So yeah, be on the lookout for those workers if you are driving in that area. And now we're going to take you back, give you a look at the map here at one of those rolling roadblock locations. You're looking right at the Emory Road exit spot. And again, this is going to be seeing those rolling roadblocks. You can see a couple of those red traffic indicators indicating things are slowing down a little bit. Even if there's not an active roadblock going on, there might be some people in that area getting ready, still preparing what they have to do. Again, these could be going from anywhere from noon until 3, 1 until 3 on various spots, both northbound and southbound, particularly around the Emory Road exit and the Merchant Drive area as well. Be ready for potential rolling roadblocks in those spots. We'll give you one more look here at another spot. This is Knox County. This is Emory Road between Bell Road and Crown Road. This is really a small spot for you right here. East Emory Road. This is not a big area. Through tomorrow. So this is going to be wrapping up soon if this is a spot you've been getting hung up in. Be ready for the possible lane closures. They were saying these are going to go through 9 to 3, potentially even again tomorrow if you're ready for it. Utility crews are going to be doing some work there. Not too specific on what exactly that work is, but they do say you should be alert for any workers who might be present. Traffic could be slowing or stopping. Of course, use extreme caution through the area and be ready for any potential delays. So those are just a couple looks at some of the projects that we've got going on right now. And to wrap things up today, we're just going to pull up the live TDOT SmartWay map as it stands right now, and we'll take a look at how things are shaping up across the area. If you were with us when we started this broadcast today, you're able to see, get this highlight out of here for you all. You're able to see the congestion still as well. So these green and red indicators, here's another spot. It looks like westbound still crawling along a little bit for us. This is right at Parkside here on 40. So you're going to want to be ready for that. It looks like both east and westbound are seeing some intermittent slowdowns throughout the west side of the county. The map is indicating that things are maybe a little bit slow heading eastbound into the county. It didn't look too bad on that camera. I don't think things are slowing too bad at all here. I think it's just a pretty heavy amount of traffic that you're going to want to be ready for, but nothing too major. It's a Friday. People are getting ready for that weekend. They're out and running around, and we tend to see things pick up during these times. We'll take you in closer to the downtown area. We'll see how things are shaping up there. Zoom you right in here. I believe this is a congestion alert. Yeah, nothing too major going on, but here's another usual spot for you. This is west of the downtown area, 40 right at Middlebrook Pike. Westbound always slows down here. I will say it's a little bit earlier than we typically see it slow down, but it's a Friday. Nothing is off the table. We'll take you up to 640 here. Issue with this camera. We'll see if we can get another one to have success for us right now. It does look like westbound on 640 is moving just a little bit slow. Things are moving along, though. You're just going to want to be ready for that as people over here trying to get off of 640 onto 40 and keep heading west is just something to be ready for. And again, this is a spot we were telling you about earlier that tends to slow down. Here's 75, this just north of 640. Things just a little bit slow as everyone's making their way in, around, through that interchange. And yeah, take a look here. This is what I mentioned earlier. This spot really can back up. This is 75, right near Gap Road. And again, things just back up for the folks trying to get into that 275-75 interchange. So you're going to want to be ready for that. Nothing major happening in and around the area right now. Just your typical getting ready for the weekend, Friday afternoon, entering the evening type activity. So this is what we've got for you this week. I think the biggest thing really is you just want to be ready for the rolling roadblocks especially. And we, of course, will keep you updated as that project progresses. We're going to have some video of that for you, of those blasting operations on WATE 6 News. We're going to be starting here in just a couple minutes at 3 o'clock, so we hope to see you there. We hope you have a great rest of your day and a fabulous weekend.